Shit. Got my nigga Cheese in this bitch. Midwest UGK, nigga. Oh, you already know. Shit. I said my hands on this money. I'm caught up in this lifestyle. This 100-round drummy. It'll knock a nigga right down. My dope on my scale. It be knocking watch lights out. My spot do be booming. I'm caught up in this lifestyle. My hands on this money. I'm caught up in this lifestyle.
Time for that culture for the streets. Y'all know what we do when we come through. Hit them like buttons, cause we finna jump in these streets. You did.
Just like that, ding all them bells and whistles, man. Content droppers in the building. The latch off the door, and we finna kick it like we kick it, man. Starting off, we got to get into Bun B speaking on Houston culture and the impact it has on Texas. Not just Houston, but as a whole. We talking about Texas.
And he also saying there's no other state that has OGs who doesn't even have a hit record get praised like the OGs in Houston. You know what I mean? Like your Fat Pats, your Big Mo, your Lil O's, your ESGs, Trinity Cartels. Like these people music, it's more than that, but these people music can still be played in the clubs in Houston.
Not
and
can
everybody
still be played. We got to reiterate that it still get played.
Yeah, it's still getting played. Yeah,
Zero can come out and still do what's the one? I forgot the song.
The Most City Done.
Yeah, Most City Done, and the whole stadium gonna know that.
The whole state gonna go word for word.
We talking about a song that's probably 10, 15 years old. And that ain't just how far back Texas culture go in hip hop, far as influence in Texas. It go all the way back. DJ Screw back. Geto Boys back.
SUC.
And the culture never left. And the reason why we stressing that the culture never left is because you see the culture change in Atlanta.
Right.
You seen the culture change in New York.
Right.
The culture didn't necessarily change in California, but the influence from the culture. And what we talking about when we talking about Texas culture, we gotta speculate what we talk about, because we talking about the longevity of the legends that come from Texas, and Texas is plentiful when it comes to legends. They are admired. They are some of the biggest influencers in their state
and in the game.
And just because you don't always see them featured on somebody's song, don't get that misconstrued with, oh, they don't mess with the, because in Texas, Houston, everybody acknowledged the ones that opened up them doors and the ones that went them summers and the ones that stood for Texas for so long. They will never play out.
Never.
That's why Trader Truth who he is today. That's why Zero who he is today. Geto Boys who he is, who they are. Fat Pat, Big Hawk, Lil Kiki, ESG.
Big Mo, all of
we
them.
Can Mr. 3-2, we'll be sitting here naming niggas for at least 15, 20 minutes if we really got into naming how many
all
niggas that had influence, big influence in Texas culture. DJ Screw ain't been around for over 2 decades. But the culture of DJ Screw, the culture that was around them at that Screw moment, all of that still exists today. It's not gone. He's not even here, but he still get praised the same. And the culture is the same.
That's why they say DJ Screw is the king of the South. That's why.
And how many people really can argue that? Just because the man gone, you got to think And this is no dig on Jay Prince because I respect everything Jay Princeton did for the culture, not just for the culture, for the South, not just for the South, but Texas. Not just Texas, but Houston. But at the end of the day, DJ Screw did something that was so influential to the whole
Man, listen,
world that even to this day, the whole world still influenced by that culture because everywhere you go, every stop you gonna make, every city, every trench you step in, niggas still sipping,
double cupping.
double cupping. You gotta understand this is all real Texas culture that you
They
actually seeing.
that they've been doing since way before the Super Pokers even came out when they were just riding regular 83s and 84s on the Cadillac. They've been double cupping. You know what I mean? Like, you got to pay homage.
You gotta pay homage, and in the city of Houston, they do receive that.
Like, just like when it come to the drip. Sauce Walker wasn't the first person I heard say something about the drip. The first person I heard say something about it was Lil Kiki on Pimpin' My Pen, draped up and dripped out. Know what I'm talking about? 3 in the morning, getting the gat out the stash spot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, this is like they
But when you
culture,
pay attention to Sauce Walker, this is the example that we making to y'all about Houston culture and how big it is and how big the legends and important the legends of the culture are to the culture in Houston, bruh.
right? But
Because Sauce Walker, he got his own image. He got his own slanguage. But at no time when you watching and you following Sauce Walker do you not understand this is Houston, Texas culture.
facts. The only difference,
The-
he only put 84s on foreign cars. He say he don't ride old school because
exactly.
that's not a
But
part
the
of his
whole
culture.
point is he didn't leave that culture behind just because he can ride in more expensive cars than niggas did back in the day.
No, he
Because
kept
let's
it
just be honest, nigga, he's not the first one to have a Bentley or a Rolls, all of these types of things in Houston. Nigga, we seen Slim Thug riding around in his early 20s
19 years old when the
in
Rolls Royce.
Bentleys and Rolls Royces that he owned then. And these was prior to even having a record deal. Houston niggas been hustlers in the game. And we seeing that in Sauce Walker because Sauce Walker showing us the same hustle. I don't need no label. I can get it out the mud and
That,
succeed at getting it out the mud.
that's why Bun said there's no other state culture more deeply rooted than Houston. Nowhere. Most states, when they OGs get older, yeah, they might big them up, but that's about it. These legends is still getting through on mixtapes, shows. Like they still in the loop. Like, this no lie. I had to come to H Town to really, Texas and observe the culture. And I can remember me going to a cookout. Everybody, like, it was nothing but Texians everywhere. When I know for a fact it must was they had enough music playing for 3 hours with nothing but Texas music. Some of the music I didn't even know, but they were saying every word for word, like choir rehearsal, my nigga.
Because you gotta be a Texan to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
we target listen. We listen to what we like. In Texas, they like everything because it came from Texas.
Right.
They're gonna be over here, ESG, Lil Kiki, Zero, Trader True, but they also gonna be South Park Mexican, Twist.
All of that.
Yeah, it's a
And
lot.
and Bun B said his biggest fan base come from the Mexicans in Texas.
That's
You feel
because
me?
once again, the culture is different in Texas, whereas on the West Coast, it's like we
Mm-hmm.
can't have no relationship with them. In the South, in Texas, they get along. They get money together. You see, they groups mixed in with each other. They. You see what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. The
you got to
culture
think,
outweigh everything in Texas.
and the thing about it, that's why if a Texas cat try to come out and try to sound like they from somewhere else, they will not get that support because they got, like you said, they get in their own lane. Majority of the stuff that niggas is biting today came from them. You know what I mean? The piece and chain, the double cups, your foam sodas. You know what I mean? Chopping this,
Rapping
even
about lean, period.
yeah, period. Like they got a lot to do with the culture, period, especially in the South. You know what I mean? And not even we can't even just give them all of it. We got to go to the Bay Area too.
But before we get to the Bay part, one thing you can't overlook about Houston niggas, the legends, and I'm talking about the legends because let's just be honest, in the game of rap, hip hop, having a career, the longevity of it is short lived for a vast majority. So when
True.
you can succeed enough to live off what you did 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and still get big bags off of what you did back then,
We
you got to
just
understand that's super big. Because we ain't just talking
oh,
about, when we talking about
oh,
Geto Boys, Big Pokey, Zero, all
yes,
these dudes, nigga, Nut, Lil Kiki, all these. Listen. I'm talking about all of them because I know
yeah.
it take too much time to name them all. But
It's too
nigga,
many.
if you pop up in Houston today, them niggas still got motion going on. You can't call them old school broke rappers. You just can't.
They still will fill up a show and a heartbeat. I've
And
seen
they
it.
don't have to leave their region to maintain a 30-year career.
No,
They able to do it in Texas. You don't
I mean,
understand how
just think
big.
about it.
They don't understand how big the state
Nobody,
of Texas
nobody
is.
ain't gonna bring this up. You know what I mean? But rest in peace, Big Poker. We seen what Poker did when he dropped Sensei. 18 million downloaded, independent. And when was the last time he dropped the album? Well, it was 12 years ago, 15 years ago. Can't too many rappers do that.
And it sound good.
Yes.
Lil Kiki still do it.
Mm-hmm.
Slim Thug can still do it. Scarface can still do it. If Willie D wanted to, he could still do it. The Geto Boys could still do it.
ESG.
ESG still doing it. It ain't he could do it. He's still rapping, freestyling on Instagram like it's
In a
94.
wheelchair.
You feel what I'm saying?
In a
It's a lot
wheelchair.
going on. Like these niggas, man, come on, man. And as far as the Bay go, they to me, because when it comes to this, the only people that you would expect to have the same rhythm going on would be New York because it's where it originated. And when we had to count legends, you can actually go to New York and we'll be talking about legends
A
for
long
a couple
time.
hours. You feel what I'm saying? But we don't see the culture of hip hop from the 90s and the 80s, that culture, the early 2000s culture, none of that resonates in today's culture of New York hip hop.
I agree.
They don't even go to the Fat Joes, Jim Jones, Manos, Locks, Dipsets. You see, they don't even go to them for no types of features, bruh.
I agree.
They don't even care. You don't even hear these niggas shout them niggas out. You see what I'm saying?
Nobody but 50.
Whereas in the Bay, you can go to the Bay and
Mac Dre
they
name
still
is
talk
like
about Mac Dre. Too
his
Short
name.
still a big thing over there. E40 still a big thing over there.
Mm-hmm.
J Diggs still a big thing over there. Filthy Rich, it's a lot of niggas over there that
Yeah.
have been grinding for a long time that this side of the map will never know, only because they didn't really have to focus on coming to this side of the globe to get no bag. They get in a bag in their region and they successful in their region, they'll never have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
and they self-sufficient. They ain't chasing record deals.
Even Master P saw that when he went up there.
And where you think he went first? He went to the Bay, not LA. He went to the Bay because the Bay was already pushing independent.
Right. Out the trunk. They've been doing it.
And that's the only thing, that's the only hustle. That's the only reason you can compare to Houston, because at the end of the day, Houston niggas was doing the same thing. New York niggas didn't really have to do that. Salute to New York, but all the record labels was in New York. Niggas wasn't sitting out the trunk because they was too busy trying to take that CD, that demo, that tape to the building where the record execs was at. They trying
Right.
to catch them coming out the door so they could rap for them and all this. In the Bay, it wasn't none of that, man. Bump them. Pop the trunk. I got 100,000 CDs right here. We finna push up everywhere. It
Mm-hmm.
was the same hustle in Texas.
Out the trunk. You feel me? And not even just on the music. When Big Pokey, rest in peace to Big Pokey, when he passed away, they Bun B had something going on to where, he was helping the family for, I don't know what it was for, but all of the Houstonians came up there, bought sodas, food. I think they probably bought merch too. They came for the support so that could be done correctly. You see what I'm saying? They ain't nobody had to keep yelling and hollering, "Hey man, we need y'all to come up here. We doing this for Big Poker family, whatever." Bun B said that shit one time, and next thing you know, it was a full house.
What make it so bad, none of the legends got to speak. All it does is have to go public that something with the legends is going on, and where it's going on at. The people showing up.
Facts.
It's a whole different vibe, a whole different energy.
Like I like we said, like a lot of people, a lot of places stubborn and divided and got their little shit going on, as far as the streets. But it's like when they come to a Texas OG grabbing the mic, it be all ears and everybody head is focused on the microphone.
The rhyme that they spit 20 years ago still got the same effect. That bar that they dropped 20 years ago, it still got the same effect when they perform.
Mm-hmm.
That you see what I'm saying? Just like Mo City Don, the effect it had when it first dropped,
It's
he still see that effect
it's
when he do that
it's
song every single time. That's why it's mandatory that that's on his playlist when he perform. I'm pretty sure anywhere that got to do with
and
Texas.
and 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 let's just be honest. We don't even much want to talk about tapes. Screw got so many tapes, just as more as these other DJs that's out here in the game. Your DJ dramas, your DJ Khaled's, all that. Screw music will never die. It's too many tapes.
I don't think you understand. I don't think the people understand that it's people that they came from all across the world just to go to Houston, not for the sights, but to go to the screw shop.
Mm-hmm.
One of my cousins and one of my big homies, they slid down there, and that's the first place they want to go. And being there, not even being there that long, Young Star. You remember Young Star? Beat
For
down the
sure.
block,
Want to
knock
be a
the switches
baller.
off your wall. Yeah, they end up. He was there. They end up smoking with him and everything. End
I
up getting
mean,
plugged in so they could get some drink and everything.
I mean,
That
like
experience, and then to buy all the screw tapes that you ain't never heard and seen. These is the original tapes. Like
they right
he
there.
came back with a bag of tapes.
Mm-hmm. And as you get further off into the Houston culture, you know what I mean, and you start checking out what's the hottest tapes or whatever, you gonna learn that June 27th is one of probably the most popular screw tapes of all time because they got shirts with June 27th, which I got. You know what I mean? They got hats with. They got a June 27th day. You know what I mean? In Houston. Not to mention when it come down to their legends, if the birthday come or if or somebody passed away, that music gonna get played all day, just like we gonna hear Michael Jackson on the day when his get, on his birthday or when the day he was deceased.
No cap.
All of them get their flowers. You know what I mean? Shout out to H Town, man, for that pride, man.
Shout
I
out to H
love to
Town.
see.
Big
I
big
love to
salute.
see. I love to see people go hard for their culture.
And for me, it's a different thing because watching Houston from afar and being a historian of the music and all of that type thing and living through them actual eras,
Times.
yeah, I got a different type of admiration for Houston. So it's like my first experience in Houston to me is gonna be big because I admire that place. It's not too many places I look up and I be like, you know what I'm saying?
Me and you both feel the
You see what
same
I'm
way.
saying?
We both feel the same way about
So, you
Houston.
know, the only other place that I've been that gave me that same vibe was Atlanta, and it's solely because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a hustler. So to be in a city where I see a whole bunch of hustling going on, I'm talking about legitimate hustling. Niggas is
That
really
let you
getting to,
that
you
let
see what I'm
you
saying?
you ain't you we basically the same thing, just from different areas. We got the
Yeah,
same mindset, the same
same
drive.
ambition, just everything.
Straight up.
So salute to Houston in a big way, man.
Straight up.
But
Cause
now we got to get into this Boosie situation, man. This one thing I do want to say about Boosie, right? We know Boosie done been through a lot of ups and downs. We know Boosie had, he fought for his life at one point, and we seen him get over that. But
right.
what we hadn't seen was all the things that's starting to surface now due to feuds he having with certain people. We was oblivious to a lot of it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, for instance, him and his daughter beefing brought along the fact that, oh, this going on and he did this and he probably had did this and I think you see what I'm saying? These types of things were set cases to us because we never knew nothing about none of it. Because all we knew was he going to court about these bodies. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whereas now all this other stuff coming out and it's starting to make you look at Boosie and be like, damn, well, you see what I'm saying? And that's where it seemed like where far as Boosie being so critical of everybody else is
Mm-hmm.
making people make sure that they obligated to be critical of him.
Right, for sure. I mean, like you said, when he was in his prime, it wasn't no social media. All we heard was mixtapes and BT and double XL and shit like that. We in the magazines read. Here it is today. People got a voice to speak no matter where you from. You know what I mean? They
Hmm.
got they can voice their opinion. So now you seeing more people from Baton Rouge speak on that time. You see what I'm saying? And plus, the baby mama breaking silence. Now, this this is old news that done resurfaced from way back in the gap, all because of a daughter
It's
and
new to
father
us. It's
situation.
new to us, but it's old to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like it's crazy how Terry Boy ended up back in the algorithm so hard like this 2023, and he hasn't been mentioned since the Boosie trial. You see what I'm saying? Okay. The only reason why he got brought up like that is because the baby mama exposed the conversation with her and Boosie having words, and he like, you're gonna end up like your bitch ass brother. You feel me? You gonna end up like your bitch ass brother. And he said Shawty ended up screen recording the shit and taking it, sent it to the same DA that tried to get him an elbow.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like she won't boo off the streets. Like this remind me of one of them little childish ass little bros. I know she ain't little no more, but you know what I'm saying? One of them immature ass little ratchets.
For sure, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because Boosie now done went into detail on the new song Ungrateful, and you said that Bleak was getting some head and you was hitting her from the back. So your baby mama was a little jump off.
But let me say this though, because at the end of the day, when you having baby mama drama, which he having, and not just having baby mama drama, but he a celebrity too. And
Mm-hmm.
for Boosie to be a celebrity and have baby mama drama, we all know how baby mamas get when y'all ain't getting along. When they in their emotions, they gonna say any and everything, and to them it's gonna be the truth when it could be a lie. You know, that's just how it goes. So you know what I'm saying? Out of anger, she gonna do whatever she can to degrade Boosie.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So we can't necessarily just double dutch into them situations all the time and be judgmental about them because we don't never know how they gonna sort theyself out. Because this ain't him into it with his ops, him into it with another nigga from cross town. This his daughter and his baby mom. Nigga, this a family feud.
Right.
So you gotta watch how you be critical about the situation because at the end of the day, we don't know how they gonna mend their situation. So everything they saying back and forth to each other, they gonna be able to forgive each other for a lot of it. So the things that you say and the way you critical of the situation and the judgment you got about the situation can sometimes lead to never be forgiven, depending on what you say. It's just like the Baby and Lil Wayne situation. You had to watch how you dealt with that. Because we know down the line, Birdman and Weezy was gonna get back cool. So don't get out your body enough trying to stand for Weezy, and then they go get back cool. Cause Birdman's still gonna be looking at you. Yeah, yeah, son, it's still love, but that nigga right there.
But this baby mama and baby daddy shit ain't finna be fixed not when you sending shit to the DA that tried to give me an elbow.
Nah, it ain't.
That shit over
But that's
with.
how you know something it done escalated so bad because now you got the daughter saying stuff, you got the baby mama implicating this nigga in certain stuff. So it then got so sour. Then you
See,
got Boosie making
that's
songs about
see,
it. It's so bad.
see, it's bad. You know what? You know what made me pissed off the most is when the mother got on live trying to tell her side of the story, and the daughter in the background like she need an amen corner. Yeah, he did this. Like somebody, like God
But
forbid, back in the
what
days, a motherfucker would have told her to stay in the child's place, get the fuck out of grown folks' business.
what kids you ever seen not side with the mom though? As a
Uh,
kid, bro, when I seen my mom and dad get into it, I love both of my parents. But nigga, I'm side with my mama. You got life.
I'm
You see what I'm saying? That's just how
you,
it's
you
natural.
it, but I'm talking about when grown folks talking. Get your ass out the way.
She gonna play yes man because she feeling the way about him too. So to hear her mom play spokesperson, she
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah, but you got some mothers will pop their daughter in the mouth.
she ain't the
But
mom. You
yeah,
gotta
no,
understand.
she's not.
You gotta understand, cuz
That's why I said she needed one of them type of mothers.
you gotta understand, cuz she feeding a lot of that poison to her daughter to make her feel like that towards Boosie, bruh. She
They
don't really
gotta
got
listen,
no real reason to feel like that towards Boosie. I'm gonna tell you why. She
listen.
been living a good life the entire time. So what's your real gripe with this nigga? Street niggas
Now
go through
she
things. Your mama knew that before she let that nigga poke her.
okay. He said publicly he give all his baby mamas 2,500 a month. So they should be okay with that. But her, on another note, she wanna go for the gusto. You feel me? And not let alone Boosie said that she let a 19-year-old boy hit the little hit. you know what I mean? She get to have a 19-year-old boyfriend in the house. He walk around in boxes and shit. So you know this mother right here, she ain't got no motherfucking sense. You letting a damn teenager have a 19-year-old boy in the house, and he knocking fire from your daughter. Y'all got a sister relationship. Y'all ain't got no mother and
You
daughter
gotta understand,
relationship.
cause she feeding a lot of that poison
Oh,
to her.
like yeah.
Like
This
what kind of
situation just crazy, and then to bring along the whole Terry Boyd, you gotta break for people that's not understanding where Terry Boyd comes in, how he comes in, who this is. Break that down for them before we
okay
bring him
now
into this storyline.
according to you know what I mean the streets they were saying that baby mama was having you know what I mean personal dealings with Terry. Like he done hit they ain't real sisters and brothers. He done bust the baby mama down and he bust the baby mama sister down. So I'm guessing during a argument or misunderstanding, because Booster ain't got no filter and she don't either. She ended up telling Holmes why he was locked up. I don't know that Booster whooped her ass or he threatened her or whatever the case may be. She told Holmes about it while he was behind the wall. So while he was in prison, he going around the chain gang telling niggas when he get home he gonna knock Boo off. You feel me? And not to mention, you told one of the Baton Rouge legends, Lee Lucas. Lee Lucas writes a kite to the street. Tell the streets like, hey, Holmes talking about, when he come home, he gonna knock you off. Shit, in the process of it, while Booster was locked up for the marijuana charge, allegedly, with Marlo Mike and Ghost went over there and stood on that business. You feel me? That's what they was locked up for. That's what Marlo was, you know what I mean? All that shit went big. That's when Booster, that's who Booster was talking about. Now my baby mama on the stand raising her hand. She testified against it. And that ain't even your real brother.
See, the whole Terry Boyd thing is should be an example to niggas that like to talk a lot about what they
Mm-hmm.
plans is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why he is where he is, because you
Your
let your
mouth.
thoughts come out your mouth to the wrong people. Sometimes you could be around people and don't have no clues in the world that people be attached to people or people got certain ties to other people. You never know sometimes. So sometimes you got to watch what you say. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Especially from a nigga that's loved in the streets of BR. You feel me? The love outweigh the hate. It's some niggas behind the wall fuck with
The
Boo.
the
You know what
the,
I
the
mean?
money outweigh the love and the hate.
True, true. And according to Boosie, like Boosie said, like this man was a cold-blooded stepper. He had 5 hats. You know what I
That's what he
mean?
said. So I
So
mean,
so so when it's a nigga like that talking about what he gonna do to you and he in the chain gang, you already know you finna go on and you already know you finna go on and bake a cake before he even get here. Since we know what type of time he on, right?
mhm.
You see what I'm saying? And they said Boo was locked up at the time when it happened for the marijuana shit. While Boo was locked up, shit, them boys got there, went over there and stood on that.
I just feel like everything from Boosie past is showing his face today.
Yeah.
And at the worst time. And the reason why to me this is the worst time because Boosie recently got himself into a situation where now you got to deal with the federal system. You
Mm-hmm.
fighting them now. Not only
Mm-hmm.
is you fighting the federal system, but now you got all this gossip in the air. You know these folks is looking at you like a target. Don't never think that these folks, now that this stuff is all over the internet, not gonna zoom in and pay attention to that too. So a
It's a
lot of this
mess.
could end up not to be too good,
This
turn
shit a
out too
mess.
good for Boosie, bruh.
This shit is a mess.
It's not healthy for bro. That's why he might need to take a break from the media, the social media, just because we know when he cut his live on, he make a post, he not gonna tone down what he say.
No, he ain't got no filter at all.
None.
So it's like, and
And
then not
while he
even
fighting them people, he
even,
gotta take a break.
and then for his name to even get brought up from the streets of BR, this the same dude that rolled for Boosie when Big Marquis knocked his grill out and took his chain. Baby mama tell Terry come handle that. This same nigga. You feel me? But you couldn't tell us because we didn't know nothing about that. You couldn't have told us a nigga knocked this man grill out or took his chain or whatever the case may be. The niggas that Boosie was beefing with wasn't no suckers. He had to stand on that business with these dudes, or he would have got crushed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? These wasn't no goddamn have like this nigga Big Marquis. He brolic big ass nigga. You know, Boosie at the time he like 5 foot, 100 pounds soaking wet. You ain't nigga gotta goddamn put him down.
Exactly.
You feel me? Can't let nobody play with you in the streets. No form of fashion, especially you know what I mean in the streets.
You definitely can't.
And what make it so bad? That's why a nigga can hate all they want on Boo, but the nigga is one of the last ones left. All this ops is dead. They
Yeah, he one of the
gone.
last ones left, but he taking himself out the equation because your voice so big, it can be the thing that make you successful, but it can also be the thing that make
That
you come
hurt you.
tumbling down. And
It can
we
hurt you.
starting to kind of see that with
I
his
agree.
case. He's still
You
talking. Why he going through his case?
we,
Now you beefing with your baby mama still. She know you. This is what I mean by when they get emotional, they don't care about what you're going through because she putting all this out there, knowing that you fighting the feds right now, bruh.
mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a little bit different. This ain't. He got to understand that you messing with them folks, man. They gonna pay attention to everything.
They listening. Cause they know everything you saying is facts. You ain't the type, they know you ain't the type of rapper that sit up there and tell lies. You know, you got some people get on social media tell lies because they don't want you in their business. Boosie ain't one of them kind. If he said it's law.
Yeah,
You know
and
what
you
I
don't think
mean?
that they feel like we need to pay attention because of that? So
For
you gotta.
sure.
It's just, and I don't want to see Boosie go down because s- certain things got said that put him in a position where he got to fight. Come on, bro.
I
We
mean,
watching a nigga get a second chance, came home with the second chance, took off running with the second chance, built a
but
solid foundation. Well, everything he lost, he got back 10 times. You see what I'm saying? Quit.
yeah,
Don't risk it all.
at the same time, you would think by him going through all them changes and overcoming all them obstacles that he went through, and why he out on bond, you would think that the nigga would be moving a little more smoother than what he is. But he still the same way, like he ain't even got the leg monitor on his leg. He calling niggas out, calling this nigga a rat, this nigga a rat. I read your paperwork, nigga. He all over the place.
Yeah, he just got to tend to his. You got so much right now going on. You gotta tend to yours, man. Boosie boo, man. You got a lot of people rooting for you. We gotta disregard the ones that don't be, but the ones that's rooting for you, gotta understand they rooting for you not to fail. They rooting for you not to lose. But at
And
the end of the day, they don't have no power in you winning or losing. That's all based on what you do. So if you go out here and make the wrong decisions and take yourself away from all the things you done built from for yourself, you can't do nothing but blame yourself, bruh.
gotta take accountability.
You have to.
Cause you grown as fuck, nigga.
For
You
real though.
grown. You grown as fuck. So you know a nigga can't tell you what to do, how to do it, or whatever, but you know right from wrong. You know that much. You know if you goddamn out on bun and you got this goddamn ankle bracelet on your motherfucking leg, you gotta move like you got sense. And you don't want them folks all up on your heels like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he the type of nigga that don't give a fuck. You feel me? So, but y'all know what it is, man. Thank y'all for tuning into the channel. We gonna need y'all to hit them like buttons and drop us a comment. Let us know how y'all feel how we did on this shizzo. You did,
All that, man. Drop them comments, bang that like button.
yeah, man. All that
Definitely subscribe to the channel and stay notified about what's going on with the trappers about the hood, man. The latch is off the door. Trap always open. It's time for that. Culture for the streets, hosted by Mafia and Paint, man. And we'll be right back, just like 7 and 11 on Dice, man.
straight up.